started, if you don't mind recording us, David. We are going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance, and so you guys get a panoramic view of my living room. There we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty
and justice for all.
And if you thought anything was hard, you've never done any sort of prayer or salute while everyone talks on Zoom. Every time it cuts out, I'm like, where was I? Oh, no. Stanley, would you mind leading us in prayer this morning?
All right. So bow our heads. Let's give thanks this morning for our organization and for still our ability to get together, even though it's in a virtual way. We ask that you give us hope and hope for those in need of our work in the community. Let's give gratitude for our opportunity to serve with Kiwanis and serve the community. It's pass on feelings of love and kindness to all those that need our help. We ask that you guide us in all that we do. We offer these prayers in the name of our Lord Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Stanley. We have two guests this morning. We have Ashley Cabral, who is the CKI family something representative. She'll tell you that in a minute when she tells us what CKI has been doing. And Karen Packwood from the city of Turlock here to talk about the Christmas cruise. She's actually going to be our guest speaker today. So welcome, you guys. Thank you for getting up super early this morning.
All right.
Okay. We appreciate that. So announcements that I need to make is that if you are a Kiwana who has not paid your dues, or if you're here watching today and you'd like to be a Kiwana, please reach out to me so we can get your dues paid, or mail them to the P.O. box, or reach out to Angelina. I did just text Angelina this morning to get a new list because I think there are only like 7 people left and we could knock them off real fast before the end of this weekend. So
I have to, excuse me, but I have Dennis's check, so you can check his off. I'm going to take it down to Angelina today.
I mean, 6 people. There are 6 people left. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Larry. The next thing is that our board meeting is always the first Tuesday of the month now. So this is really advanced warning. If you would like to put something on the agenda for the board meeting, please let me know so I can add you to the agenda and make you one of the speakers. Just a friendly reminder that if you are a guest speaker at a board meeting, you'll be the first thing on the agenda. So you could expect to be there very close to the beginning of the meeting. And then you can go after that. And next I know Action Club has something coming up. So Chris, do you want to tell us what the Action Club is doing?
Yes. So we have our first member meeting coming up next Friday evening at 6 o'clock on Zoom, of course. And it'll be our first official member meeting. We had our first board meeting last week. It was great. So we'll be having our first member meeting and doing some fun stuff. So, and we've come up with a service project of writing letters. We're kind of taking an example from the CKI Club. So it'll be fun. I can send out the information when we do the meeting recap in the email.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And then Ashley, do you want to give us a CKI update?
Yeah, so last Friday we had our service project where we wrote letters. We're still deciding on which senior home to send it to, but we did get all our letters in, which was great. We got quite a bit. We're also doing little paper cranes with it, so that's pretty fun. And then we had our college success webinar with Division 46 North, and I thought it was pretty successful. A lot of people came back to me from Division 46 North and were like, yeah, I really liked it. I learned something new. You guys really eased our worries. So that's like something to keep in mind. Maybe if we're in the future, we could do it again. And today we do have a Hamilton movie night social. So yeah, we're excited about that. And we're still deciding on any future events that are going to come up. So I will come in and update when that happens.
Excellent. So if you are a new member or you are Karen who is a guest and you don't know, the Action Club is our club that we partner with for people with disabilities to be able to do service projects in the community. And our CKI Club is our new club. It's like a Key Club, but on the college campus. So we're at Stan State now. And now we're going to hear an update. We were supposed to hear an update from our Key Clubs from Melinda and myself. So we do have, all Key Clubs have an advisor, I'm pretty sure. I'm waiting for the Denair person to send me a little bit of information. And Houston has started their background check. Melinda's already done her background check. It is Child Protection Week. And for Kiwanis, I did send you a very long email about the rules to protect children. I'm going to abridge that in our meeting minutes. I'm actually not going to say it out loud in this call because I do think it's something that you should read through. But just a friendly reminder, if you're working with kids unsupervised, we would like you to have the background check. So if you're working at a Key Club or you're helping someone at a Key Club regularly, let Chris know so she can send you that information to go through that process. Last night was our DCM meeting. Thank you to Larry, David, and Melinda who sat through that with me for a bit. It was a bit. I will tell you that I think Larry deserves an award for doing that so regularly last year. That was a very long meeting. I've gone to one in person, but on Zoom, it was very long. It wasn't very long. It was just very long, if you know what I mean.
They're very long anyways. They're always very long.
So it was very interesting because our lovely Lieutenant Governor accidentally muted me in her control panel and didn't know how to unmute me. So she couldn't hear me when I gave her update. So hopefully she'll be like, yay, later. But we do have a new member coming on at the November meeting, and we've been pretty busy still despite being distanced. So that was nice. At the DCM, they did cover a bunch of stuff about what the Kiwanis international recommendations are for waivering and having meetings in person once we go back to meeting in person. So I will take that to our board at the board meeting and we can discuss which parts of that we want to implement, if any, and if we're doing them one time on a good faith basis, you're going to sign the waiver and then it's going to last all the meetings. We're going to do it every time, but it's recommended to do a couple things. So that's all the announcements. And then we have the lovely Miss Karen Packwood, who is joining us bright and early this morning to talk to us about the Christmas cruise.
Good morning, everyone. So nice to see you, but not the same as being in person. Thanks for having me at your meeting this morning. And if everyone hasn't heard, sadly, we had to cancel the annual Christmas parade. Definitely not something that was easy for us, as it obviously is tradition for our community. This would have been number 42. It's tradition for so many families. It's such a great, fun event. But sadly, the state guidance didn't allow for our event to continue due to the number of people that gather downtown, Main Street, Canal, Broadway. It just continues to grow every year. And so sadly, we had to make that announcement. We were hoping the guidance would change. It hasn't. But we as staff quickly kind of changed gears because we felt that the community really deserves something. And so we've changed gears, and the same night, December 4th, we're going to do a Christmas cruise, and it's going to be held out at the Stanislaus County Fairgrounds. And basically what it is it's kind of like a Christmas tree lane. We're looking for clubs, businesses, groups to register and basically set up a stationary entry out there at the fairgrounds. The public is going to be driving through. It's going to be a forward motion, basically reverse parade. We can see from the social media buzz that the community is really excited about what we're providing. So we are happy that we got more excitement on the event than we did on the negativity of the cancellation of the parade. And so what I'd asked Allie about is, would the Kiwanis members be willing to help us in this new event? What we're looking for is help with check-in of the entries. It's going to look a little bit different this year because Matt is allowing us to have entries come onto his grounds as early as 9 a.m. that Friday. So if somebody's needing to set up a stationary entry versus having their flatbed, they need a little bit more time. So we're looking at people to help check those entries in, direct them to where they need to be, as well as ushers the night of the event, kind of helping people move through the fairgrounds, because it is a forward motion event. We anticipate a lot of people coming through, and we only have about a 3-hour window to get all of those cars through. So we're needing help with, keeping those cars moving through. So I wanted to kind of come before you guys today and see if you'd be willing to help us with this event this year. And hopefully we'll be back to our regularly scheduled program next December.
For sure.
So I asked Karen to come and speak at this meeting so that you guys could ask questions if you had them. And then what will probably happen is we will take this to our board and get back to you on what way we can help. Also, I asked Ashley to join us again this week. She joined us last week because the CKI members are all adults as well. So they are young adults, but they could also, if they wanted to, we could give them a snippet of what you just said, and they could ask their club if they want to do it as a service project. So it's kind of a double whammy presentation.
Perfect.
But do you guys have any questions about the Christmas cruise or what we would be asked to do? How about the nighttime volunteers? What time would they have to arrive and leave? That was one of my questions.
We're looking at about a 4:30 arrival. The event is 5:30 to 8:30. We're asking entries to be set up and ready by 5 in hopes that it's dark and we can possibly start moving cars through sooner. The 8:30 is when it's supposed to end. However, if we have people that have been in line for an hour or so, we don't want to shut it down at 8:30. When I have a meeting with the entries in November, my plan is to ask them to plan to stay until about 9:30. So that way we kind of have that extra hour on the back end to bring those cars through. So it's about 4:30 to maybe 9:30 or so. It's so interesting because I think one would think that planning of the parade would be so much harder, so much more work than this event. Honestly, we have such great partners in the Christmas parade that we could really do that event in our sleep. And this event is new, so we're trying to, plan so much and forecast so many different things in anticipation that I don't have all of the answers. And we're kind of working through things as we go. And so it's a little bit more challenging in that sense. But like I said, the public is really excited to have something positive, something, for that holiday season. We can't provide the traditional event, but we're going to provide something.
And Larry, you had a question?
Yeah, yes, Karen, do you have any idea how many entries you're going to allow to set up I imagine you're going to do it out at the big parking lot?
Well, actually, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be, the public is going to be entering the north parking lot off of Soderquist. And what our thought is we're going to be kind of zigzagging the public through that north parking lot, the one up by Grand Oak. And then once they enter the gate onto the actual fairgrounds, that's where the cruise is going to start. So if you think of the fair time, the midway, all of those rides, following the roads that are on the fairground. And so then the public is going to be kind of driving through, and we're going to be staggering the entries. And so you'll have your first entry on your right. Everybody looks right. The car will keep going, and then they'll pass and see the next one on the left. So you don't have cars stopping and looking both sides before moving forward. Our hope is to have a minimum of 25 to run the event. Currently, 9. And so I've been kind of reaching out to people. It's a great opportunity. The public is interested in participating. Now we need the entries to participate, right? So we're looking at a minimum of 25. Matt Cranford, he said he could accommodate 100 out there. We typically at our parade have 75. And so, with the times that we're in right now, I don't really believe we're going to have 75. because a lot of schools, the bands, they can't even be practicing organized, anything like that. We've had to limit, there's only 5 people per entry allowed at their entry space. And so, you know, the dance groups, we can't have them because we, you know, we have to follow the state guidance, that 6-foot social distancing. It is a forward motion parade. The more people that you have there on site, then we're dealing with the bathrooms and people having to go, you know, in front of cars through traffic to get to the bathrooms. We have a parking element. And so we're really trying to, well, we are following the state guidance, but trying to limit interaction with people and the cars that are driving through. So sadly, there's certain things like no giveaways of anything. But as I'm talking to entries, you know, thankfully with technology this day and age, I'm trying to encourage people to, you know, create a poster, have a QR code so they can take a picture of that QR code that then is going to lead them to their website or their event or whatever it is that they're having. There is a lot of the groups are saying they have had to cancel their holiday performances. And so they're excited to be participating in this event to provide that holiday element. We've had some entries that have registered that the moving parade doesn't work for them. And so they're excited to be able to set up a stationary entry, a stationary display. So it's as if we have some of the same groups, but also some new ones.
Done an awesome job. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a phenomenal option. And for as someone who has small kids, I'm super excited. Stan looks like he has a question.
Yeah, Karen, I was just curious, would the sites available all be the same size, or is there different size spots available for different entries? Or
what we've done is we've given everyone a 50-foot long by 20-foot deep site. So
Okay.
everybody will have the same size and they can do with it whatever they want. You know, in thinking about a car driving through, it's one of those things we thought, well, we can't have the entry too deep because these young kids can't see that far back. And so we're trying to bring everything closer to the road, but also in a safe manner. Matt has been fabulous. Matt Cranford, if any of you don't know him, he's the CEO out at the fairgrounds, and we've been running a camp out there for kids since July, and he is so welcoming of us to come onto his grounds for this event. He has been fabulous. Like I said, we hope 25. He said he can accommodate as many as we want out there. And there would just definitely be more turns, twists and turns on his grounds, you know, if we had more entries.
And so anybody else have any questions? Chris, do you have a question?
Yeah. So how does a group sign up to have an entry in there?
They would go to, we've been sent, this day and age, everybody's on the computer. So we use our social media a lot, Facebook, Instagram. We've been pushing everything out through there to advertise. And on our Facebook and Instagram page is the link to go on the city's website and register, or just going to the city's website, the recreation page, and register. Everything is done online, and people can always call us and we can walk them through that registration process as well, or come into the office.
So I will send out the Christmas cruise announcement flyer also when we send out minutes in the recording of this meeting. If you are a group that wants to sign up to decorate a spot, I think that's also great. You can sign up to decorate a spot without the Kiwanis board ever having any influence on that at all. So you can reach directly to Karen. If you wanted to set up a Kiwanis spot, let me know and we can talk about that as well. But the request for Kiwanis is really more to help with the traffic flow and maybe the setup. And I thought, you know, maybe we could incorporate some of our CKI participants to help with that as well, because I do think they're going to need more than what we can get out We do have some people have health concerns, obviously, and wouldn't want to go. We have some people who have scheduling conflicts and can't go. And so this is just an attempt for me to get as many people as possible in these strange times to help. I think it's a little bit easier for us to help with the Christmas parade in a non-pandemic year because we've done it so many times. We all know, and you know what your commitment is. I did ask Karen to come present before the board made a decision and comes back to you guys. If you're super interested in helping though, and you let me know, that's easier for me to take to the board and say, listen, 15 people got a hold of me when they saw the message online and they all want to do it or whatever it is, because we will need someone to chair that if we're going to do that activity.
And as always, I greatly appreciate the help that the Kiwanis members provide with this event. There's just certain things that I don't have to worry of the night of the parade because I know you guys have that staging dialed. And it's so interesting because when, we meet with the entries and I am very clear with them of when those divisions can enter staging and all of that, all of those newbies always question their 15-minute window. And we have perfected the parade that it just follow the directions and it works, right? And that's thanks to you guys and being able to place them because I don't know that element of the parade. We're forecasting we can with the crews, kind of taking what we know with the parade. And I think it's really going to be a great event. As always, if you guys are interested in having an entry space, Kiwanis Club, we definitely will waive that fee to participate and set up that entry as well, because you guys always support and help with our event.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Larry, you have another question?
Yeah, another question. Is this thing going to happen rain or snow or any type of weather?
It is 2020, so I was just talking about that. We could have snow on this event.
No kidding.
We say that, yes, we are going to run it rain, snow, sleet, whatever it is. Remember last year, there were doubters and there were people that dropped out of the parade because of the extreme wind that we were having. And fortunately for us, the weather, once again, for the parade was fabulous that night. Really, we're not scared, concerned about the wind, other than when it gets too windy and then it becomes dangerous because you have, all of these elements that could blow over and, hurt people, that type of thing. But if it's raining, yes, the plan is we will, unless it's really bad. And then we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there.
You have golf carts planned for us old people?
I was thinking those shoes, are they wheelies? The shoes that have the wheels on? That's what we're going to get you.
That sounds really dangerous.
I'm picturing Larry on a hoverboard, those ones with the light.
Yeah, you just keep picturing it. It'll never happen.
Oh my goodness.
So we, the city, we are expecting to receive a couple of golf carts within the next couple of weeks. And so we're hopeful that we do receive those and we will have those out there that night. Like I said, Matt has been fabulous and I believe he too has some that I am sure that he would, be willing to let us borrow.
It's BYO Gator. What are those things called? The
net gator?
No, the
The
driving
mule or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions before we let Miss Karen go back to her lovely morning? I have to flip screens here. Give me 1 second. I'm like, okay, I think we're okay, Karen, and we will get back to you soon because I will put this out probably to the board in email so you don't have to wait forever to know if you have help. But thank you so much for joining us so early.
Absolutely. Nice to see all of you.
Thanks, Karen. Awesome job.
Stay safe.
Karen, feel free to grab a donut on your way out.
Oh, thank you. I have to go pick up kids now so they can get on their computers and Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Karen.
Bye, everyone.
Excellent. So before I took this to our board to consider, I really wanted someone to be able to answer your questions because I didn't understand. I mean, I kind of understand what's happening, but wanted to make sure for those of you who are newer. Paul Cooper, who has been a Kiwanis for as long as I can remember, has helped run the Christmas parade setup and the staging of entries for years. And so when Karen reached out to us to say, we still need help, it's a different activity. I wanted to give that back to the board to think about it as a service project, because it just costs us time. And I have a sneaking suspicion everyone's December is going to be less busy than it was the prior years because everything is canceled. So it might be a great festive way for us all to get together and to see each other and to do a service activity. I did ask, like if we are meeting in person, which she didn't cover here, but we will be provided some masks, or you can bring your own mask. If you need a mask, it is an outdoor event. You can remain 6 feet away from everybody else if you would like to, but it is in the evening during colder season. So plan accordingly if we decide to do it.
I forgot to ask her if the radio club's going to be involved.
Oh my, let's not start that. I know that they came to us first. That's one thing I will tell you guys is they came to us first. And Karen, when I said, I need you to present to everybody because this is a totally new thing. It's not like asking people to do the parade that they've always done. She was immediately just super willing to come and jump on the next 7 a.m. meeting to give you guys the information. And then I let her know that we have a CKI club, and she was like, oh, will they be there? So we had Ashley come back because I think that this is a great service opportunity that is lower in risk. Nothing is COVID risk free, but this is a lower risk activity where you could still do some service hours. And, we've always loved doing the Christmas parade and getting together to do that. So thank you to those of you who also made the point to show up today so that Karen was not speaking to just my head on a screen. That was a fear of mine. It can happen. Sometimes you're a little light. And welcome, Scott, who joined in a little bit late. Like, I see you down there in the corner now. Anybody else have any announcements or anything exciting going on?
I'd like to say good morning to Tammy Truax, who jumped on the
Hello
call.
there.
Where's
Hi.
Tammy?
Good morning, Tammy.
Is it just the
Well,
voice of me?
Yeah,
Morning.
because I'm having a bad hair day.
Oh.
Oh,
Welcome. I'm sorry. I can't see you apparently on my iPad if you're just a voice. It doesn't give you a
I
square.
have that problem sometimes too, Tammy.
It's
Oh.
good to see everybody.
We're not talking about ear hair, sir. Oh.
Well, normally
Here.
I Zoom on my computer. This is the first time I've Zoomed on my phone, and I'm realizing how old my eyes are. So I think somehow I need to grab this and put it on my laptop so I can see everybody.
Oh, we're excited you joined us this morning.
I
How
am
are
too.
you going at the district?
Great. I'm working from home these last couple days, and I don't care to do that because then I look at all the dust and stuff that I need to work on. But we're plugging away and just being hopeful and positive and planning for when the students come back.
Excellent. Let's see. Anybody else have anything that they want to talk? I'm scrolling through screens. I don't want to miss you guys, but this is not my best skill set. Larry, what do you got?
I was in regards to Ashley's looking for a senior place to send those letters. Paramount is right across the street from the campus on Kroll Road, Ashley, and they have a lot of people there that don't have many people visiting them, and so that might be someplace that you want to think about taking those letters. Also, they hire quite a few of the college students from Cal State Stanislaus that work there part-time. And so they've been real agreeable to work around their schedules and things like that over there at Paramount. So you might think about Paramount. If you need a contact person, let me know, and we can go from there.
Yeah, definitely. I know our the person who was heading the event, the original senior home that we were going to send to never got back to her. So she's been emailing a bunch of other ones and seeing which ones reply to her. And from there, she'll decide who to send it to. I'm not sure what's going on because I wasn't in charge of it, but I can definitely ask her and let her know about that for sure.
Okay.
It's a great service activity for sure. I think that they'll really appreciate those. And hopefully you'll get some letters back. So it'll be an ongoing service activity maybe. So this week we have a guest speaker, and next week I have a tentative guest speaker to come in to talk about another December event. So we're trying this out. The board last meeting said, at our last board meeting said we could invite guest speakers just to make sure that they know that they might be speaking to 7 little heads or 700 little heads. We don't know. It's Zoom. So we are warning them that they may be speaking to a recording and then it'll be sent out. And how did you guys feel about our first guest speaker? Did you like having something new to talk about? I thought it was wonderful. So
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Way thumbs up. So I think we're good there. It's a little bit different because used to be we could tell them like we start at 7 and you're going to speak about 7:30 because we're going to eat breakfast. And so I was like, we start at 7, and Karen's like, so I should be there at 7:30. And I was like, I need you to be there at like 7:10 because there's only so much we can cover. So just if you're asking someone or if someone asks you about being a speaker, have them reach out to me for now, and then make sure that they know that they have to be here super early because we don't do breakfast first anymore. Anything else before we all head off into our Merry Friday adventure? I'm flipping screens. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose anybody. All right. Looks like that was everything. And we're done by 7:30 again, even with the speaker. So that's great to know for the future. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great
Bye. Thanks, Allison.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.